Hello beauty lovers, you guys, czarina. Welcome to my workstation. Today I'll be showing you guys how to make your Morracan whitening black soap from the scratch. Before I go into the production of soap, I will introduce to you guys what I have laid out here. And in this process of soap making, I'll be showing you guys when you can turn this to lightening body soap, and at a stage where you can retain it to be just a brightening and glowing black soap. I'll also be telling you guys at a point where you can also use it on kids. So you want to watch this video to the end to get all this information, because I will be explaining all this process in stages. In this bowl, this platter here, I have my extracts, my herbal extracts that will be going into this formulation. For this soap recipe, we'll be needing virgin coconut oil that melts at 76 degrees. That's the best coconut oil you want to use for this formulation, and you want to be sure it's very organic. We'll be needing glycerin, vegetable glycerin. It's over here. I'll be using castor oil for this production, and I'll also be using olive oil, my cocoa butter, my potassium hydroxide, because we're making a semi-solid soap. So we'll be using our KOH, which is our potassium hydroxide. Also for this recipe, I'll be incorporating some olives into this formulation, and here I have my essential oils, and we'll also be preserving this soap. The reason being because we'll be adding into this formulation some extracts, some plants and fruit extracts. In my oven over here, let me show you guys, it's my carrot going through the hydration process. I actually started last night, but I couldn't finish up because of time, and I hope by the time we finish making the soap, it is ready. I'll just blend it out and I'll add it to this formulation, including the herbs in this platter. So I'll measure out my oils, guys. I'll put it in my crock pot, which is behind all this stuff here, melt it all down, and bring us back to the whole process. I'll take you guys from stage 1 to finish. I'll just show you guys the process, because I don't want this video to be extremely long for people who complain of data. So quickly, I'll measure out my oils, measure out, but I'll be leaving the measurement on my description box in case you want to follow this formula. This soap has actually given me a very good feedback, and I decided that I want to share with you guys. I made this soap 3 months ago, and the results, the outcome, the feedback was just super good, and I felt like I need to show it to you guys. So guys, I've measured out my oils, and this is my potassium hydroxide. So I'll just be dissolving it, and I'll be putting my oil into the crock pot. And now I have to get my stick spoons to make sure everything is so just put this while the oil is melting, and we'll just dissolve the lye to get a light solution. Just set this aside, and in here I have the extract of the olive, and I just want to use this in melting down my lye. While doing this, you have to be super careful. Please wear protective clothing if possible. Try and max your nose. I have to open all the whole windows for proper ventilation. This can really shock one. Set this aside. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I have to open all the windows for ventilation. See, you want to dissolve your light properly. So basically, because I'm just going to show you guys all the stages. After you might have dissolved your lye, you set it aside. You guys can see how smoky it is. You set this aside and allow your fats, your oils to melt down. Then, you put in your lye and we'll start cooking the soap. So I'll bring you guys back when the oils are melted really properly, and I'll show you how you can add your lye and the whole process. So guys, at this stage our oils are melted, fully melted, and our potassium hydroxide is melted as well. So I just want to incorporate my potassium hydroxide into my oil mixture. And at this stage also you want to add your glycerin. I should have added it first before my potassium, before my lye solution, but it doesn't matter. And also at this stage you want to add your puree, your olives. And you want to incorporate this all together. So at this stage guys, you might want to use your blender, your stick blender, to blend this until you get a trace. So while you're blending in your soap mixture, it's normal for you to experience this bubbling. Don't get scared. That's why I said I'm going to show you guys the process from start to finish. It's normal for you to experience these bubbles, but as the soap goes through the process of cooking, it will gradually disappear and solidify. So this is what the stage looks like. So I'm going to keep blending it until I get a stage which it will look more like a custard mixture, which is called trace. So I'll put you guys through this process from start to finish. And you want to cook your soap at a very low temperature because you're making use of potassium hydroxide. You don't want your soap too alkaline. Okay guys? So right now we are at the stage where it starts to look like a pudding, you see? So what I did basically off camera was to blend and use my wooden spoon to you know, incorporate it, because I don't want my stick blender to get burnt. So I will blend, and I will use my stick blender, my hand mixer, which is the wooden spoon, to just you know, keep mixing until I got to this stage. So I'll bring you guys back and show you the next stage. Do not mind the noisy background. I'm actually doing some laundry, so hence the noise at the background. Sorry about that. So guys, at this stage, see, it looks more like a pudding. See, my stick blender can no longer, you know, do the work, so I have to use my spatula, or you can use a wooden spoon to, you know, mix it properly. And then you want to cover and cook slowly. This soap should take you about 3 hours to cook. It should take you about 3 hours for you to finally finish the cooking of your soap. So at this stage, what you want to do is just to cover it with a lid and check every 25 to 30 minutes, and you know, give it a little bit of a, you know, a mix, and that's how you cook your soap. So I'll be taking you guys through the process from start to finish. So this is what the soap looks right now. So I'm just going to cover it with the lid of the pot, and I'll come back to it after 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, guys, I'm just checking up on my soap and see what it looks like right now. Looking like mashed potato. So it's not cooked yet. It takes about 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on the kind of crock pot you're using. You see, some crock pot cooks, you know, very low, so you just want to, at the stage, just give it a little bit of mix and cover it all up again. I'll show you guys the one I made 3 months ago that gave me this, you know, gave me very good feedback, and I decided to share this recipe with you guys. See, here is what the one I made. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm showing you. See, this is what your soap looks like, or this is what this soap is gonna look like. See, this is the one I scooped out for myself, and I love this soap because it does justice to my skin. It gives me it leaves me with a moisturizing skin, a moisturizing body when I come out from the bathroom, because actually this formulation is at 5% super fat. So if you're following this recipe, you should be very careful when you're incorporating all the things, because I know most of us out there love to try out new things, and that's what soap making is all about. You could just try to, you know, look at one recipe and create yours. So if you're going with this formulation, you should be very careful, because the super fat is at 5% already. So I measured out everything in grams, just like you'll find out under this description box. So this is what a soap looks like. See, I almost finished all this container. It is super, in fact, you will love it, and it exfoliates your skin, you know, mildly. You will love the outcome. I want you guys to try it out and give me your own honest feedback. Wow, it smells like heaven. There's a lot of essential oils in here. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring you guys back and show you the whole process. And my carrot here is still dehydrating, going through the hydration process. For some of you who like to DIY your see, can you guys see that? Let me take this off, show you. Let me show you guys the carrots. I shredded my carrots and I put it in my oven at a very, low degree. That's the minimum degree of my oven, and just to get all the juice out and let it go through dehydration. And I got it dry, and I'll just blend it out because it is going into this formulation. Yes guys, so I'll bring you guys back and show you the whole process. So guys, this is the end result of our soap. It's finished cooking, and the temperature has actually dropped to about 40 degrees. This is actually about 35 right now, and this is the right time for you to add in your powders, your extracts, your herbal powders. This is a stage where you do that before it gets solidified, because it's going to get thicker than this. So you want to add your powders at this stage. Why? Because the temperature needs to drop so as to keep your powders also active. You don't want to put it when the temperature is very high. So this is the right time for you to add your powders. And like I told you guys before, now I've been dehydrating my carrots, so I just need to check if the carrot is ready, which I think it's ready, because I'm just going to get some carrot powder from here. Let me show you guys what the outcome looks. See, this is my carrot powder. This is about 2 medium of carrots. If you want to learn how to make fruit extracts or powders, you can drop me a message on my description box and request for that, and I'll do it for you guys. So I'm going to blend this carrot out and bring us all back to the conclusion of this video, where you can where I'll be telling you what you need to incorporate for kids if you want to make it a kiddie soap, and if you want to make it at a stage where you can leave it as a glowing and brightening soap, and how we can turn it to a super whitening soap. So stay tuned guys, let me blend out my carrot and I'll bring you guys back. So welcome back. So guys, at this stage you also want to check the pH of your soap, which I actually did off camera, and this is what the pH is about 7.5 to 8 range. This was what it actually gave me before when it was still cooking, and I felt I needed to cook my soap more to cook properly. So you want to check your pH before you start incorporating your powder to be sure that you cooked your soap properly. So now I will be putting in my extracts. In this bowl here I have let me tell you guys what I have here. Here it's my clay, my bentonite clay. I have my sandalwood, I have my mulberry, I have my neem powder, I have my lemon powder, I have my rose petal, and I have my licorice here. In here I have my pearl powder. This is totally optional. So if you want to be using this for kids, you might want to extract out this pearl powder and go with any kind of extract that best suits you. Do you understand? So I'm just going to add it gradually and mix in properly. I actually added all the powders that was in this platter that I showed you guys earlier on. So I added in all those powders here, and I've also added my preservatives. And I mentioned the reason why we need to preserve the soap is because we added extracts, and because of the extracts we added, for it not to go bad, for the soap not to go bad in the process of usage, we need to preserve it. And I also added my essential oils that I showed you guys earlier on when I was introducing the stuff that I laid out for the formulation. I added my essential oil, which is optional for you. If you decide to add essential oils, then it's all good. At this stage, this soap right now is a brightening and glowing soap base. Any skin can use this, be it a light skin person, be it a dark skin person. This soap will just help you glow and polish your skin at the stage at which it is right now. See, you guys can see it's solidifying, and it's going to thicken the more after this whole process. And now, like I said, if you wanted to use it for a kid, I added pearl powder into this formulation. So you want to extract that pearl powder. That was the white powder you guys could see in the middle of the platter. So you can extract the pearl powder and include any other botanical powder or extra that you feel it's good for a child to use. But aside that, every other powder can go on a child. And I also used neem powder. That was the green powder by the side of mulberry. So neem powder is also incorporated in this soap. And at this stage right now, if you want to turn into a whitening soap, whitening black soap, you want to put in your powders. For instance, if you're using kojic dip, if you want to add kojic dip to this formulation, remember kojic dip dissolves well in oil. So if you want to incorporate, if you want to make it a whitening soap, a whitening black soap, and we want to put powders, for instance, using kojic dip, you want to remove the amount of oil that we used together for this formulation and set it aside to use it to melt your powders. If you want to use Snow White or glutathione or sim white, for instance, remember we incorporated glycerin into this formulation. You want to extract the amount you'll be using to dissolve those powders that can be dissolved into a surfactant, which is like glycerin. Set it aside, and or you could also replace that amount of glycerin that you set aside to a whitening glycerin to make it a super whitening black soap. So that is how to add your powders to make it a super whitening black soap. So if you find this video helpful, kindly share my video, subscribe to my channel, guys. This is the only way you can support your girl, by subscribing, and give this video a huge thumbs up. I'll see you guys in my next video. Keep that glow popping and enjoy your soap. Try it out and let me know what you feel about it. Bye bye, guys.